some history. Man became familiar with metals occurring free in nature like gold and copper. And so this was like a long time ago. The man first became familiar with gold and copper, and these occur free in nature. What does that mean? What does it mean when I say gold and copper occur free in nature?
For example, there used to be a time where time called the gold rush, when like gold used to like golden foil, which was generally on like stones and stuff. Yeah, used to flow come from the river and wash up on the shores, and many people found like those.
That was in California only.
So yeah, that was only in California, but still, that's that could be an example.
That's a good example, Arya. So my question is, are gold and copper not occurring free in nature anymore?
Generally they used to, but nowadays they still are occurring in nature, but then like the quantity is pretty less, because like like if you're seeing right now like how many resources like humans are burning up, so now it's like much more rarer so that they naturally occur, and sooner or later it will stop.
Fine. Okay, Arya. Arjun, do you have something to say?
No, sorry.
Okay. All right. So my question is, what is the meaning of occurring free in nature? Why does it say gold and copper occur free in nature? Why not iron? Why not any other metal? Why is it that gold and copper, it says, were occurring free in nature? Yes, go ahead.
Occurring free in nature in the sense cost-wise, or without any human prompting or human activity involved?
Either.
Okay.
Yes. What is the meaning of occurring? So this is history, right? When man first discovered metals, he discovered gold and copper occurring free in nature. What does that mean? Does that mean that iron and other metals, there was cost involved? What does that mean? Occurring free in nature.
I might be wrong, but occurring free in nature in the sense naturally developing or naturally occurring without chemical processes involved.
Excellent. Yes, that is right. So when I say something is occurring free in nature, it means that element is there as it is. It is not in the form of any other compound. Okay, so normally iron or aluminum and all these other metals, they are extracted from their ores. Okay, whereas gold and copper were the metals that were occurring free in nature. No extra processes had to be done to extract them. They were just there. Okay. So yeah, man first became familiar with these metals occurring free in nature like gold and copper. Gold was found at the burial sites. Then man came across copper, and this was the first metal man started using extensively. So can somebody tell me why is it that gold was occurring free in nature? Why is aluminum, iron and all these other metals, why are they not occurring free in nature?
Can I answer?
Yes, Arjun.
Iron and aluminum is an alloy, isn't it?
No, aluminum is not an alloy, it's a metal.
Oh, okay, fine. I think they don't occur freely because you'll have to dig deeper, and they're rarer than just gold and gold.
Okay,
the other
good
thing.
attempt, but that's not the answer. You want to give it another shot? Yes,
ma'am, it can also resist the weathering processes.
Can resist the weathering processes. What does that mean? What can resist the weathering processes?
Gold.
Why?
I might read that about that, ma'am. Sorry, in my book.
Yeah, you can. That what you are saying is right, but why does it resist? Do you know why?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Kirtana, did you want to say something?
weathering process that they can.
I agree that it can totally resist whatever you're saying. It makes perfect sense. But my question is, why is it that all of these metals like gold is, for example, why gold is occurring free in nature, and it can resist all these weathering processes. Why is it that iron and aluminum and all of these other metals don't resist? That is my question.
Ma'am.
Yes, Alex.
Ma'am, because materials like iron, ma'am, they rust while gold does not rust.
Yes, but why? Why is it that iron rusts and not gold? They don't react.
Ma'am, because that's what I was gonna say.
Yes, that is the answer. They don't react. Okay, so gold is not a reactive metal. Iron, aluminum, all of these are reactive metals, right? Which is why they don't.
Gold doesn't because it's a noble metal. That means the octet structure for gold is like it's a complete octet. I'm gonna call it that. I mean,
okay. So I have this homework for you, Arjun. Tell me if gold is complete octet. Okay.
One sec. I'm gonna search that up right now.
Okay.
Gold.
All right. Tell me the atomic number of gold and also tell me if it is a complete octet. All right. So somebody asked a question here, how are metals extracted from ores? Okay, so there are lots of processes, Akshat. There's different kinds of processes. You can there are chemical reactions. You can burn them, put them in a furnace, melt them out. There's froth flotation. There's different kinds of processes. Okay, and sometimes you have to do these processes one after another multiple times in order to extract the metal. So it can be very, very hard to extract metals as well, which is also a reason why some of the metals are very expensive. But yeah, I think you will learn about metal extraction in class 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when you learn it. But yeah. All right. So yeah, gold was found at the burial sites. Yeah, then man came across copper, and this was the first metal that man started using extensively, and that is called the Copper Age. So first you have the Ice Age, and then this Stone Age, and then Copper Age, all of this stuff. Okay, you guys must have heard of all this. So basically, Copper Age is where man discovered this metal, and he started using it for everything, basically utensils, even as coins for trading, money, currency, whatever. So yeah, that age was called as a Copper Age. Okay. And